This is Zorro, and he is a quarter horse Frisian cross. He's a blue roan. While I was riding him, he was showing me how smart he was and how willing he was and how excited he was that I found him. And then he started to tell me a story that he knew he was going to live on our ranch. And I was like, how do you know you were going to live on our ranch? And he started to show me a picture in our mind of our ranch that he had been shown growing up where he was going to live. Hi, I'm Ruth Barclay, and welcome to our Silver Dance Ranch with the Healer Horses, and this is the Taste Your Magic YouTube channel. So what we're doing with you guys today is we're getting messages from the horses, and we're doing individual messages. And every horse that we own has their own gifts in being able to work with people and clients. And Zorro, this is Zorro. And he is a quarter horse Frisian cross. He's a blue roan. And something that he wants to share with you guys is what I'd like to call divine timing, and how to trust God and the universe to bring you what you've been asking for. So divine timing is what he wants to work with. And the story, he kind of wants to share a story with you guys first. And he's got a lot of stories, by the way. And if you ever come to the ranch, he loves people. Zorro knows how to play the drums also. We give him the drumstick. Oh, I actually don't have one, sorry. And then I hold the drum, and then he'll sit and play the drums. And we've had healing circles where Zorro is playing the native drum for people while we're doing the work. But that's another day when we do like animal shamanism retreats and things like that. So back to the divine timing. So Zorro came to us in a very unique way. He was born to a woman, a veteran woman who got injured and came home and had PTSD and also had some healing, physical healing that she needed to do. She bred him, so that means that she owned the mom, and they bred to the sire, and they got this baby. And as he came out, he was going to be her majestic horse that was going to help her. But what started happening is, as he was helping her as a baby work through her fears, it was too much. And she needed help from people and other horses that were more experienced. Yeah, he did his best. And so somebody said, you know what, why don't you call Ruth, because Ruth could use him and she'd be the perfect home, and Silver Dance Ranch, he could live there and do all the work and be absolutely amazing. So while I was looking around, I was looking for a great big horse. I wanted a big horse. I had just gone through something pretty traumatic as well. I had a Frisian that I was a partner in, and I was supposed to keep the baby as a payment. And when I was in Hawaii, he decided to come and steal the baby Frisian and sell it. And I've never found the baby since. And so we couldn't legally get anything back because the papers were being transitioned into my name and a lot of different things. Anyway, so Zorro was my Frisian that was going to be my own Frisian and not a partnership. But when I met Zorro, he was 4 years old and he was a super late bloomer. So you see how big his feet are and how big his head is. He looks gorgeous now. Well, this body was teeny. This body was so teeny. He was 4 years old, such a late bloomer, and I was like, oh no, this horse is way too small for me. He's not gonna be able to pack anything on my place, right? And it was a good chunk of change. It wasn't like what they are normally worth, but it was still a good chunk of change. And I had to promise never to sell them. I couldn't like retrade them and get money, right? And so I'm like, why am I connecting with such a small horse? And when I went to get on him, he was so excited. He was so excited to show off the little bit of training he'd had, right? But when I went to step on him, he was so dramatic for like 2 years. He was like, oh my gosh, you're so heavy. And like, he acted like he was gonna fall over. And he was just like, oh my gosh, you're so heavy. And everything was like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna take this one. Well, anyway, I got on him because we drove all the way to check him out. And the lady was absolutely amazing and really authentically trying to find a good home for him. And while I was riding him, he was showing me how smart he was and how willing he was and how excited he was that I found him. And then he started to tell me a story that he knew he was going to live on our ranch. And I was like, how do you know you were going to live on our ranch? And he started to show me a picture in our mind of our ranch that he had been shown growing up where he was going to live. And Rebel was here in the vision. And I had other horses that I had sold already that he was talking about. So I knew he's been being shown our ranch as his home when he grows up a little bit for years, for the accurate amount of years, because I don't have those horses anymore, and there would have been no way he would have known those horses. Not even any people there would have known. And so I was like, okay, well, let's see. So divine timing, I lose my prize Frisian baby, and this Frisian cross shows up. And so I decide, okay, let's try it out. Thanks, Rebel. And he comes home, and he was thinking he was so cool and wonderful and the big powerful stallion, and he was just gangly and funny looking. And the horses had to teach him that you can't just come here as the king. There are already kings here and queens here, and you've got to earn your place. And so all of these little black marks on him are actually horse bites from growing up and trying to dominate bigger being people. So divine timing and patience. He's saying, when you ask for something with your full heart, allow a space for it to be brought to you. And even though it doesn't look like it's coming totally and completely, you just might not be ready to actually receive it yet. He wasn't quite ready. I wasn't quite ready. His previous mom wasn't quite ready. And there were still things that needed to happen and close up before the beautiful transition could happen. And so as you're going through your life, allow divine timing to make it better for you. Allow yourself to be ready. If you don't have something that you're asking for, it's because of the atmosphere is not ready. Maybe you're not ready. So look at, how can I get ready to be ready to receive what I'm asking for? And then in divine timing, it will come. And when it starts to come, have that gratitude. Be grateful for the things that you're receiving. And that creates it to be able to come more. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow Zorro to take a minute with you, the individual watching this now, just individually. And I want you to just check in with him and see what he has to say to you. All right. Thanks, baby boy.